The sun, it's big, bright and blazing hot. This giant ball of gas is the center of our solar system. Everything revolves around it, from tiny Mercury to giant Jupiter. But the sun is much more than just a light in our sky. It's the source of our energy, providing the light and heat that make life on Earth possible. Without the sun, our planet would be a frozen, lifeless rock. So let's take a closer look at this fascinating star that dominates our corner of the cosmos.
The sun is mostly hydrogen and helium, the two lightest elements. Deep inside the sun's core, the pressure and temperature are unbelievably high. These extreme conditions cause hydrogen atoms to fuse together, creating helium and releasing a tremendous amount of energy. This process is called nuclear fusion, and it's what powers the sun. The energy produced in the core slowly makes its way to the surface, where it radiates out into space as heat and light. Think of the sun as a giant, self-sustaining nuclear reactor, constantly churning out energy.
Like everything else, the sun has a life cycle. It wasn't always shining like it is now. The sun formed about 4.6 billion years ago from a giant cloud of gas and dust. Over millions of years, gravity pulled this material together, causing it to heat up and eventually ignite nuclear fusion in its core. The sun is currently in its main sequence stage, where it will stay for billions of years, but eventually the sun will run out of hydrogen fuel in its core. When this happens, it will expand into a red giant, engulfing the inner planets, including Earth. Finally, it will shed its outer layers, leaving behind a small, dense core called a white dwarf. This white dwarf will slowly cool down over trillions of years.
The sun is not a quiet, well-behaved star. It's a dynamic and active object, constantly changing and producing spectacular events. One of the most impressive is a solar flare, a sudden explosion of energy on the sun's surface. Solar flares release huge amounts of radiation and charged particles into space. Another fascinating phenomenon is sunspots. These are darker, cooler areas on the sun's surface caused by intense magnetic activity. Sunspots often appear in groups and can be larger than the Earth. The sun also releases a constant stream of charged particles called the solar wind. This wind flows outward, affecting the entire solar system.
While the sun gives us life, its activity can also impact Earth in various ways. Solar flares, for example, can disrupt radio communications and satellite operations. The charged particles from the solar wind can interact with Earth's magnetic field, creating beautiful auroras, also known as the northern and southern lights. However, these particles can also have negative effects, like damaging power grids and causing widespread blackouts. Understanding solar activity is crucial for protecting our technology and infrastructure from these potential hazards.
The sun is a magnificent celestial object that shapes our solar system and sustains life on Earth. It's a giant ball of plasma powered by nuclear fusion that has been shining for billions of years. While it will eventually reach the end of its life, the sun's influence on our planet and our understanding of the universe will continue long after it's gone. By studying the sun, we gain a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of our solar system and the importance of our own star in the grand scheme of things.